Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. As you can see, the beautiful Jennifer Leith is also here, but I am signed into her account as well. Um, I'm telling you, I love this, showing up, doing this together. If you haven't met somebody who pushes you and challenges you to step out of what feels like comfortable and good and awesome, just get a best friend who like does that anyway, because Jennifer's like the planner, the seer, the doer, the make it happen. And her consistency has really blessed me and helped me with all the things. So it's always wonderful to see you guys on here. We are going to have somebody share in just a little bit, but I have a few tips before we get. Oh, yay. Oh, very good. So we actually are going to get rocking and rolling for this power hour, and we're going to hear from Michelle to start out with. Good morning. I'm going to let you unmute yourself and share for us. Hello.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Jen, for inviting me on. It's always a pleasure to share and always humbling. I'm grateful to be here. So a little bit about myself. I've been with Plexus for about we're going on 5 years, so 4.5 years. I'm a Ruby ambassador, and I started because I couldn't sleep. At the time, my girls were 3 and 5, and I would put them to bed and go straight to bed and fall asleep really hard. And then I would wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'd lay there literally for hours. And I was working full time at Apple at the time. So I would get up and then work, an 8-hour day, and then have to parent and be functional. And that was challenging. So of course, I, same as everyone else, saw somebody posting, but I'm a little bit different. I come from a sales background. So I actually called her and said, I want in and I want the business. So no one does that, but I did that. I saw the value in network marketing. I had been watching network marketing for some time. I had been exposed to Plexus prior to this, and I knew that if I really wanted to live the life that I want, network marketing would be the vessel for that, to have the time freedom to do as I wish. So I jumped all in, and I love what I do. We're home right now in the city, but often we are at the lake throughout the summer, and I do all of my meetings from our camper, and my girls play at the lake and at the playground all day, and it's pretty awesome. So when Jen asked me to talk about something that I was passionate about, I had to take a little time. I'm like, what is that going to be? And what I really want to share about is follow-up, because I think when we have a really fantastic follow-up system, it prevents people from falling through the cracks. And it isn't always just with prospects. Prospects are great, but following up with our team members, those that are consistent, like I have a ton of wholesale, I think we call them wholesale customers, and what I find is that when I can reach out to them consistently and they know that it's coming,
in the name of the Father, and of the Son,
they feel connected, they feel part of a team, and they know that it's not just about product or anything, but it allows that communication to be open. One of the tools I use is Doe. So if you haven't been exposed to Doe, I strongly suggest checking it out. They actually launched a 2.0 version. It is phenomenal. It allows you to download, yes, Doe is a lifesaver. It allows you to download your back office. It allows you to set follow-ups at a certain consistency. It really allows you to stay on top of things, and learning to ask open-ended questions, I think, is a real skill that's worth digging into. Oh, well, Jen, I'm going to send you a message to hold you accountable. The hardest part, honestly, is the download. And it's not hard at all. It's very, very easy. You get all your stuff downloaded, and then you can create, so my favorite part about Doe is it allows you to create scripts that you can share. So I have a script that I use for onboarding for the first 45 days. I need to keep building on it, but it has it set at intervals. So the day after they order, I start this series, it's called. And so the next day I send a message, and the thing is, the message is already there. So there is no additional work. I hit copy, I paste it, I personalize it, but the body of it is consistent. And you then, as soon as I complete that one, it schedules me for the next one, which is, hey, have you got your products yet? So the first one is, I'm really excited for you. The next one is, have you got your products yet? And you set them at intervals. And if you need to adjust, the rest of the series slips forward so that the timing stays on. So I have a one for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I don't know if it is, I believe it's available for, I know it's for iPhone and I believe it's available for Android. What I'll do is I'll put in the group chat, I'll go to their website and see if I can find the links and put them in there. But back to follow up, the reason it's so important is it creates the community and the connection that when you are asking for something, when you maybe then are looking at a rank up, you're not pushing, that you're not calling somebody who you haven't been in touch with. So it makes it a lot easier to reach out when you are pushing for a rank up, when you're saying, hey, can I get a referral? Because they know that you're with them the whole time anyways. The other thing, oh, thank you, Lisa, docrm.com, is asking open-ended questions. So rather than when somebody says, oh, I'm not feeling good, stopping and thinking it might have to do with the products, really digging into that, oh, well, can you tell me more? What were you doing last night? Has it been going on for, how long has this been going on for? Questions asking about consistency, timeline, product, water, all those details are what are going to allow you to go, oh, you were out with your girlfriends last night having wine? It's not the products, right? You're hungover. You're feeling like garbage because you were drinking, not because you have too much probio. So rather than always, because our products work, we know that. So rather than assuming that it's something related necessarily to us and what we're doing, ask more questions to dig into, maybe there's something else at play. Oh, you haven't drank any water. Okay, we know what's going on. So that's one of the things that I really think is important. And I think after doing this for 4 years, I can see the value of, same thing with my prospects, and Doe really helps with this, is that I have some of them set to 6 months. These are people that I have loose relationships with. They haven't showed an interest in the product. Maybe I have, or maybe I haven't asked them to watch a video, but really being able to reach out to them and say, hey, how are you doing? How's your life going? Or when you see something in their Facebook that promotes a need to reach out, something's happened in their life, good, bad, otherwise, married, baby, death, you can reach out a personal message and say, hey, I just want you to know I'm thinking about you, but you've been constantly touching base, so that doesn't seem weird. So I really see the value in, finding a system, if it's a Trello board, if it's Doe, whatever it is going to be for you, that you find a way that you're consistently connecting with a series of people. And I know so many people push to keep adding to your network, but I haven't even come close to tapping out my warm network that I'm already connected with. So there's no problem in saying, yes, continue to add to your network, but I guarantee you, not one person on this call has connected to every single person on their Facebook and every single person in your phone. There is somebody who you haven't connected with. So find a system to find a way that you can manage that. And when you have that energy of the confidence and the belief, what ends up happening is the people start coming to you even more so, because you've been consistent, because you've reached out to them for so many other things. That's when they start coming to you and saying, hey, I want to know more about what you're doing, because you've been sharing with confidence, but you've also been their friend all along. How's that? That's 10 minutes.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
I was going to say, I'm not allowed to talk because Sarah's in charge, but I got to say this. Now, honestly, I always avoid organization, but whenever she talks about doing it, I feel this piece of, okay, I could actually get things done and not feel like this monkey on my back of, did I get this? Did I message her? Did I talk to her? And plus, because you're Canadian, I love the way that your voice sounds.
And I feel the same way when you guys talk. I think this is beautiful.
You're amazing, Michelle. It was really good.
Thanks for inviting me, Jen. I appreciate it.
Thanks for saying yes.
I think one of the biggest things to remember in any of this, y'all, is have a system. Whether it's Doe, I've never heard of a Trello board. I'm going to go research that. I have like my Erin Condren planner, with all the names written down in all the places. Just know, you need to know who you're talking to and what they're saying. There has to be, you can't remember it all. I promise you, you will forget who you are talking to. And if I have a day where I'm like, I think I have samples out, then I go back to my calendar and I'm like, oh yes, I mailed so-and-so samples, 7 days ago. I'm supposed to be following up with them. But being proactive in your follow-ups as well, knowing who you're talking to, and then, on your calendar or wherever, marching forward and saying, this is when they ordered. I need to check in with them in 3 days, 7 days, 14 days, all of that. I am going to go ahead and, now that I'm talking, hit mute all for everyone. There we go. And then unmute me, and there we go. And then that'll work. I didn't want to do that while Michelle was talking because I didn't want to mess anything up. You were on a roll and you were doing so good. Follow-up is so important, because why do the work of, expanding your network, adding value, sending the messages, doing all the things, only to have it not relate to helping somebody with ordering the products, right? So don't do all of that work and then sell yourself short on the end. And one thing, I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and it is great. I love the topic of follow-up because it's where I need accountability as well. If somebody was interested and somebody asked questions and you found a pain point and Plex is going to help and they have said, yes, I want this, following up until they order or join is not bugging them. It's being professional, and it's doing what we need to do to serve them well. So I want you guys to just remember, if you had somebody who said they wanted to order, they wanted to join, all of those things, and they just don't, I always say, just remember, they could be like me. I currently have 532 unresponded to text messages. So if you need to get a hold of me, you better have some really good follow-up, or make that subject line in that first text or that first email jump out at me. But it's not because I don't want to talk to you, and it's not because it's not important, and it's not because I don't want to order the bracelet. I've got somebody who, she followed up with me. I was like, I really need one of those school color bracelets for baseball. Guess what? She showed up, handed me an order form, and said, this is how much it is and how you need to order. So don't get scared in that follow-up. Okay, it's it's our job to love them well enough to say, I'm going to help you to get to that end result. So I want to give you just 2 minutes of mindset before we jump into what we're going to be doing with inviting and posting and all of those things. I'm currently rereading The Slight Edge. It's one of my absolute all-time favorite books, and it pertains exactly to what Jennifer has established with these regular power hours, doing the same things that are going to consistently over time produce results. So if you have not had time this summer to sit down and read a chapter, or sit down and read a book, or click on Audible, this is going to be your 5 minutes. You don't even have to listen to a chapter. I'm going to give you the essential summary points, because I want you to listen to what we're doing here. The same activities that take us from failure to survival could also take us from survival to success if we just keep doing them. You already know how to do everything it would take to make you an outrageous success. All you have to do is keep doing the things. You have complete control over the direction of the rest of your life. There is a beach bum and a millionaire inside each one of us. What makes the difference is how things turn out. You do. Yes, The Slight Edge. Okay, so that's chapter 1, summary. I love this one. Successful people fail their way to the top. Do the thing, and you will have power. Me too. I want to be a beach bum millionaire all rolled in one. Absolutely. So here's what I want to share with you about that. The successful people fail their way to the top. I don't know how to do all the things with reaching out, following up, all of that. I don't know Instagram very well, guess what? If you go on my Instagram reels right now, you are going to see some really bad, really dorky, very uncoordinated Sarah Marble putting herself out there, failing forward. And guess what? 3,000, 4,000, 6,000 people have been able to relate to, look, she's putting herself out there. Now, I've just decided people, being vulnerable is a good thing. People are finding it more engaging when I am putting it out there that I don't know how to do this, but I want to know how to do this. So you got to start somewhere. I messaged a good guru in Plexus who's good with like Instagram and all that. I'm like, should I be deleting these reels that only have 31 views? She's like, no, everybody starts somewhere. Like, it's okay to see that you're starting somewhere and moving forward. Just like when I've gone back to follow-up messages and followed up like 6 years later, and I'm like, oh my gosh, disregard that message I sent you 6 years ago. Like that, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm failing forward. That was not a good message, but we all have to start somewhere, and we can move forward and fail forward. So don't be scared to do something new, to try something different, and all of that. So here's chapter 3, and then we're going to get on to working. Simple daily disciplines, little productive actions repeated consistently over time add up to the difference between failure and success. How many of you have had somebody who's joined, they're excited, they get their welcome pack, they make one post, they don't get any comments, and they're like, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work, right? They just stop. Well, little do they know that those little posts are planting seeds, and that those posts of consistency over time. And I love, Michelle, what you said, that you're still on that warm market. Y'all, I am 10 and a half years in, and I just had 2 people join me this month who've been watching me for 10 and a half years, who are still in my warm market on Facebook. They're like, well, dang, she's still posting about that shake. Well, dang, she's still mixing up her pink drink and active. They see that in the consistency of you showing up. So it might feel mundane. It might feel boring. It might feel like, do we really have to do this again? But as far as social media is concerned, you have to remember that less than 7% of your network actually sees what you post. So I could post making my shake Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it would be all different people that saw that post about how I made my shake or what the recipe was. And if y'all aren't watching how Jill Renfro does that, she makes making her lean shake look so glamorous, and she does it all the time. And I'm sucked in. I'm already convinced, but she still sells me on it every time with a new recipe or a new way that she shows up. She makes her shake on Instagram stories at least 3 times a week. So the slight edge is relentless, but it cuts both ways. Simple daily disciplines or simple errors in judgment repeated consistently over time will make or break you. So he finishes the summary with this. Without the slight edge, you can start with $1 million and lose it all. With the slight edge, you can start with a penny and accomplish anything you want. I don't know about you, but when I read a few little inspirational things like that, I'm like, let's go, let's do it, let's get to work, right? So if you're not fueling your body with the right supplements, fueling your mind with reading and listening and associating with the right people, I want to recommend to you, even if it's 5 minutes a day, add that to your slight edge habit stacking. I get up, I mix my slim, I'm going to read 5 minutes, add that, because that is really the fuel that has kept me going for the last 10 years. And it also gets me excited that, you know what, I can go post a slim selfie again, because it is in those small, simple things repeated daily over time that produces massive results. And it's just like, if we're on the same course, if we're all on the same course together, and you get 1 degree off with not following up, not posting, not taking your products. And this is like business wise, this is health and happiness wise. Even 1 degree at the beginning, it doesn't feel that hard, right? Or different. 1 degree over 2 months, 6 months, a year, 10 years. In 10 years, you're going to be like, I want to be over there. Why am I way over here? Right? And I've done the slight edge philosophy now with I love food. It's just what it is. I love food. I love to eat. When I don't track in my Fitness Pal, that 1 degree off course turns into 5 pounds. I swear I can gain 5 pounds in a week. But getting back on track and staying on track with those consistent things of drinking my water, tracking what I'm eating, all those things keep me on track moving forward towards my goals. So that's your TED Talk for today. We've got a few things that we're going to do. I absolutely love what I've learned from Tiffany Weaver and the ones that she's hosted. I feel like engaging and loving on people and encouraging is really, really important. So for this first little time block, if you have not done your happy birthdays, if you have not done your green lights of good morning, I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday, we're just going to spend a few minutes engaging on things, because then when you make a post, and then when we start following up for the VIP event, which is what we're going to do a little bit later, it's going to be better seen. So I'm going to stop talking, and we are going to do happy birthdays. We are going to do just checking in with anybody who has a green light on. If it's a level 1 or a new customer, even better. If you have already done all of that, because it's 10:22 or 11:22 where you are, we are going to be doing a post and stories with a product. So if you need to run and get your water bottle and whatever product you have not had, take a video of you mixing it. You don't have to be in it. Take a selfie of you drinking it, because then we're going to do a post a little bit later on this power hour. Okay, well, we're working on that. I want to share with you guys a really quick story. The reason it's one of the reasons it's so good to be intentional and proactive in who you are encouraging and loving on and commenting on, and even making that list of who are the people that I want to be engaging with. Um, just to share us with you a story, a few years ago, I just, got used to Facebook feeding me the algorithm of people that I was engaging with, and my entire news feed changed. So I had the same, 7 to 12 people that I was really engaging with. And then one day, I forget what something popped up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to check in with my friend JoJo. And so I jumped over to her page, y'all. I mean, we worked together for years. We were still are really good friends. She had met the love of her life, gotten married, and had announced that she was pregnant with her first baby. And I had missed all of that because she moved, we were only connecting on social media, but just in allowing the algorithm to kind of work towards my behaviors, it filtered some really awesome people out of what I see. So I really feel like this needs to be a regular thing, like Tiffany was sharing with us last week, where see who your top 20 stories are. What is the algorithm showing you? And are those the people that, yes, maybe they give you warm fuzzies, but maybe they're people that you can love on in real life, or, just people that you need to unfollow. So I've been very intentional this week about unfollowing people that I don't even know who they are, who are on my friend's page, and then going out and seeking out and making sure that I am loving on and pouring into relationships that mean a lot to me, as well as relationships who are people on my list that are either interested in Plexus or I would like them to be interested in Plexus. So just that little tidbit of I didn't understand or know that it was a habit and a behavior that I had adopted in just mindlessly scrolling and the algorithm feeding that to me. And so of course it had to be a phone call of, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I missed so much of your life. And that's on me, but I was relying lazily on, is that a word? I was being lazy and just letting, social media feed me the algorithm for who I was connecting with and who I wanted to see. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do now that we've engaged and gotten all that warmed up, we have a wonderful event. I'm telling you what, when Jennifer hosts these VIP events, they are professional, they are concise, they are definitely a call that if you have somebody who you think needs Plexus, or they are curious and they want to know a little bit more, we are going to take the next 10 minutes and we are going to invite to the VIP event. So I will drop the graphic into the Power Hour chat. It is going to be, let me double check. I know it's 7:30 Central. Is it the 18th? I just pulled up the graphic, but it's coming up this week. So we need to be Thursday. Oh, wow, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow, June 17th at 7:30 Central. So I just off the top of my head will type a few messages in the chat for what you could send. But it's honestly, for me, it's going to be, hey, I know we've chatted about Plexus before. I know things got busy. I would love for you to jump on this super quick call we're doing tomorrow night so you could hear a little bit more. Would you be open to me sending you the link? Would you be interested in jumping on the call? Hey, do you have a few minutes? I'm really excited about what I'm doing. I'd love for you to take a look. Can I invite you to this call tomorrow night? I think you'll love it. Permission marketing is like the top of my favorite thing. The worst thing they can do is say no or no thank you, or send me the link and not get on, but they won't have that opportunity to say yes or no unless we actually invite them, right? So it's going to be just a few speakers, and it's usually less than 30 minutes. And it's a great opportunity to, what is Plexus? What is gut health? Why should I care? How could our products help? What if I share with 3 friends? Like what is this? It's all kind of wrapped up with a nice little bow and a call to action. So this is a great example of a tool that is out there. You don't have to be the expert. You don't have to have the whole message. You just have to be the messenger that invites to use this tool of this call that Jennifer is hosting. So we're going to take 10 minutes and we're going to invite. One other way that you guys can invite, if you feel like you've sent out 100 personal messages, I have done in a story where I love just now Jennifer posted the picture of the Zoom, love my Wednesdays. You could do a story or post if you're curious about what I do and you have a few minutes. I would love to invite you to this special event. DM me for the link. Because you might not know, it's one of those things where we're being really specific with who we're chatting with. But sometimes if you throw that cast net out, right? I've got 3 boys, they're practicing their cast net throwing skills. You don't know if there's somebody who's been watching that you don't have any relationship with. So don't just post that graphic. Okay. So if you do decide to give a little teaser, make sure you cover up the link, because you don't want anybody jumping on that Zoom who has not been personally invited by you, that you know that they are going to get on so that you can follow up with them. Also, do not post that graphic publicly, just because you never know in the world of Zoom who will jump on and who will do whatever. So if you do decide to make a story to create some curiosity, just make sure that you put a sticker over the link, the actual numbers, or some kind of poll or something. DM me for a link. Yes, I want in, type thing. But that's another way that you can see who's watching. If you've been adding value and creating content and you've got people watching that you don't know, throwing that out there, you might get a few people who say, hey, I am curious, can you send me the link? And then you have that new conversation that's going. Okay, so I'm going to leave that as one of your tasks that you could honestly be doing the rest of today and into tomorrow. But what we do want to do is either create your post or story for social media content for today. I went back and did an audit of my own social media. And it's interesting because where I am being friends with so many Plexus people. I'm reading and consuming Plexus content all day, every day. And what I found was because I'm absorbing it and reading it, I feel a little bit Plexus product burned out, but I'm not putting it out there to my network. So I'm seeing something totally different than my network is. And when I went back and scroll, y'all, go to Facebook or Instagram and then hit your profile and scroll back and look and see, if I was an outsider looking in, what would I be seeing? Well, I thought I was just killing it with social media, and I try to audit myself, once a month or so. And I really got some red flags of, you're consuming and you're, overwhelmed with that, but your network isn't reading what you're reading, and you're not putting it out there enough. So I've told you guys before, it's no secret, I drink lean protein shakes 7 days a week as my first meal. So I made this right before I got on the call. I adore lean protein shakes. Well, that probably should be one of the areas, now that it's summer too, where I'm just like blowing it up with what is lean. Why I always said I got to chew my food. I told y'all I love my food. Like, I want to chew my food. If I can be converted to drinking a shake for a meal, anybody can. But I need to educate my audience to the ingredients in this shake, to the fact that I used to be lactose intolerant, and thanks to the triplex, I'm not, in that I can drink whey protein every single day. Because a lot of people say, nope, sorry, can't do shakes, I've got XYZ. Well, guess what? If you've got XYZ, let's talk about the triplex first, and then I'm going to get you hooked on my shakes. But I kind of went through this whole process of, I'm not educating, I'm not entertaining with showing how I make my shakes and putting it to really cool music and all of that. So what is one of your favorite products? What is a product that you can't live without? What is something that you feel like has changed your life, or of a testimony of somebody that their life has been changed? And then how can you present that in a non-salesy, just showing up saying, this is my favorite, this is why you need it? Or the pain point of, it's summer, I've got 3 kids and I'm going 10 directions every day, all day. I'm going to make my meal and bring it with me in the car because it's hot. I don't cook, and it's convenient to carry my meal with me. There's probably some really, really busy parents out there who are thinking, do I have to do a drive-through again? Right? So we can talk about cost convenience. We can talk about just convenience of having your meal, a complete meal on the go. We can talk about the fact that, moms, here you go, you don't have to cook. Or my kids are doing basketball and baseball summer conditioning. They're exhausted and they're working like crazy. So you better believe I'm adding protein shakes in between meals for my 15 and 17-year-old son. So I'm going to really work hard today on coming up with some new recipes. I just made a new graphic for how I make my shake. So I'm going to load into my stories if you guys want to see. I just did it over on my business page, Sarah's Plexus page, but I'm going to do it on my personal account if you want to see kind of how I'm doing that. So we're going to work either on a post or a story. If you need to make a video with you mixing your drink, do that now. Take the selfie. Whenever I get to where I'm like, oh, look, I actually put a cute shirt on today, I try to take a bunch of pictures of me with my products, just so people want to see your face. People want to see you. But if you're feeling like, nope, not picture ready right now, put it on your counter, put it next to your pool, put it wherever, and just take some product pictures that you can include. So we're going to take the next 10 minutes, not 10 minutes, we're going to take the next 7 minutes and get started on that. So I didn't give you quite enough time to do all of that, but I just got my stories loaded. So if you guys want to go see that for an example, worked out great because my grill just got installed. And so I wanted to get those stories loaded. And then I did a quick transition slide for, well, I don't know how to use the grill yet and I don't really cook. So here's about my shake. So I did a quick transition just so I could get those loaded for you guys to see. One thing I want to encourage you, muted myself, when you educate and entertain, I want you, don't miss the last step of a call to action. Okay, if you go to all of the effort to post in stories or make a post, make sure you're giving an opportunity for them to click. So on my call to action, I did it on my Facebook, just Sarah J. Marble on Facebook, and I'll load it over to Instagram later. But it's the same, Sarah J. Marble, S-A-R-A with no H on Instagram. And then you can go laugh at my reels. But make sure you have a call to action, and anybody that clicks on your poll, you should be private messaging. Thank you so much for stopping by my page. I really appreciate the support. I'm thrilled you voted on my poll. I usually do a question. Yes, Rebecca, I put it in the Power Hour chat for the graphic. I don't think I can post the graphic here on this chat, but it's on Jennifer's team page as well. Make sure you have that call to action. So on my story, I put, I want to order as one, or hey, post more recipes. So even somebody who clicks post more recipes for the lean shake, I know that they're watching and I know that they're taking time to watch my story and vote. So make sure you are creating those polls and questions regularly to create an opportunity for engagement. So let's summarize really quick. We just covered the compound effect. Sometimes it feels like the same thing over and over and over again, right? But it's in those small steps repeated daily over time that you're going to produce those results. And that's the book I'm reading, The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. Invite to the VIP event. We also have corporate opportunity calls going on every single day. Why Plexus, why now? Those are absolutely incredible, short, sweet. You get on, you get an intro, you get 3 stories, you get a call to action, you're good to go. Make sure that you're engaging with people. Take times throughout the day, do the green light encouragement. Anybody who's on chat with their green light, hey, happy summer. Hey, just want to check in and see how you're doing. Hey, congrats, happy birthday. Create those opportunities to engage, and then make sure, go back and do an audit of your social media. Does your network know what you love? Does your network know what you do and why? Does your network know who you are? And when all else fails, try something new and fail forward. And if you want to feel good about yourself, go watch me not be able to dance. My goal is I am going to look cute. I'm going to lose a few of these pounds that I want to lose, and I'm going to rock a real, like, legit dance or workout. So I'm putting it out here for you guys. I'm going to fail forward in that, but all the while creating engagement and showing people, if I can do this, you can do this, and we're all in this together, right? Awesome. Have a great Wednesday, you guys. See you later.